Hello and welcome to Prepper News Weekly for Friday, July 28th, 2017. I'm Perrin Lovett, freedomprepper.com and perrinlovett.me. In the news, technically before I get going, yesterday I spoke with a media consultant friend of mine about a more professional setting than just me and my camera here, wherever here happens to be. We also talked about me ditching the hat and maybe shaving, green screens, professional cameras and things like that. It's something I'm looking into. The bad news is I don't look into things like that very hard. In the real news, it was kind of a slow news week, but there were still some very important things that happened. Yesterday we learned that thanks to the Senate GOP traitors, we'll call them, there's not going to be any Obamacare repeal anytime soon. However, the Senate can vote to sanction Russia over nothing. So they can't fix health care, but they can push us towards World War III. Again, I ask, why does anybody vote for these people? With the administration, if you just read the Washington Post, the New York Times, or watch CNN, Fox News, you really don't know what's going on, because they're doing a lot of things, cutting a lot of regulations, getting really strict on illegal immigration, but the media is still chasing the fake Russia story. They have covered the incoming communications director, who apparently is going to shake things up quite a bit, and there may be a shake-up with the Attorney General also. Senator Sessions is a pretty good AG. He just needs to get in line with the administration's agenda. Elsewhere in the news, Venezuela, two stories I've got links to down below. The government is continuing to kill protesters in the street. The protesters are still in the street, and the country is still sliding further into the abyss of socialism. These are things that Americans need to pay attention to, because again, we're seeing the full-scale meltdown of a country and its economy in real time. The U.S. is moving to, not necessarily to pull out its diplomats yet, but it is encouraging diplomats to move their families out of Venezuela. I've got a bunch of other links down below. Again, a relatively slow news week. In Europe, we haven't heard from ISIS lately, haven't heard from ISIS in America. In the Middle East, they've been on the ropes lately. But their freelance agents are still at work. You can't forget about them. We've got 3 men running around Liverpool, England, attacking Christians and whites and non-Muslims. I think MI5, or at least the police, are investigating that, raiding homes and such. Lighter news, Tom Brady, Super Bowl champion quarterback, is about to turn 40 years old, and he shows no signs of slowing down. So we're about a month away from NFL preseason, and a month and a half away from the regular season. Also, one note about John McCain. Last Thursday, when I was about asleep late at night making the post, I mentioned that he allegedly had a brain tumor, and either that was an exaggerated story, or he's made some sort of miraculous recovery, or he simply has the iron will to continue, because he's been back in the Senate on the floor this week, he being very instrumental in killing the efforts to repeal Obamacare. That's going to be the news for the week. Hope you have a great weekend. Do check out the links that I put together below, and we'll see you next week.